co-evolution across a gap. Things like the night sky, or waterfalls, or sunsets. But I think that objection doesn't bear much closer inspection. Not every sunset is beautiful. They're not all as beautiful as, say, this. In fact, not every photograph of even this sunset was as beautiful. If you were to look at the other photographs taken of this sunset by this photographer, you would find maybe dozens of others, and all of them less good than this one, because this is the one that the photographer chose to show. And even this one could easily be improved aesthetically. What's more, the photographer didn't take a picture of a sunset at random, or of the sky at random, nor with a random foreground, not randomly framed and composed, and so on. So many creative decisions went into this photograph. Without them, the image would have been far less beautiful, if at all. Now that's far less true of this picture. Its attractiveness doesn't depend on a foreground. It depends far less on composition, and so on. And so with the sunset, it's really the point of view, the photograph, that's beautiful. With the flowers, it's each flower, though undoubtedly they can be made more beautiful by the creativity of an artist, such as a photographer or a flower arranger. So I think that the only possible explanation of all these different instances that I've given of X finding Y beautiful, or X not finding Y beautiful, or being attracted or not being attracted, and so on, at least the most plausible explanation of all the examples taken together, I think, is that, first of all, there do exist subjective standards of beauty, which are essentially dumb animal species-specific standards of attractiveness. Or in the case of humans, there's also culture-specific and individual-specific standards, but subjective. And second, there are also objective standards that have nothing to do with species, nothing to do with biology, nothing to do with culture or individual preferences. They are as objective as the laws of physics or the laws of mathematics. So, aesthetics is objective, and that tells us that when an artist creates a work of art, they really are engaging in the kind of thinking that goes into creating new knowledge in science and in mathematics and in philosophy, namely conjectures and criticisms against improving standards, where by improving we mean objectively improving. Artists have authentically artistic problems, authentically aesthetic problems, and they try to solve them by conjecture and by improving both the works of art and the criteria. Just like Beethoven, an artist, the painting isn't right, you try to change it, you try to improve it, and you also change the criteria by which you're judging it. And then you try to meet those criteria, and you find that you meet them imperfectly. And so you improve your guess as to what will meet them, and also what they really should be. And eventually, if you're an artist and if you're right, then you end up with a work of art of objective value. Now, I said authentically artistic.